So, nothing special planned here, just me and a microphone, talking about everything and anything, some self-reflection about, just things that I'm thinking about or feeling, things I've done in the past already. Of course it looks a bit different because of the setup, but hopefully, most importantly, should I say, it's going to be a relaxing and peaceful ASMR video for you. So yeah, I've been reflecting quite a lot on how I've changed over the past few years, especially over the past few months, actually, should I say, and just reflecting a lot on mindset and how I think. The people that I've run into over the years, people that I'm in communication with still, and how and why I'm still communicating with the people that I am communicating with, and observing their behaviour and sort of setting that behaviour side by side with my behaviour, and really trying to understand people. To me it seemed like I jumbled a bunch of different words, which I probably did. It just, not the best when it comes to expressing myself in words. Sometimes I think I do okay, and other times it kind of just feels like it's all over the place, but yeah, just to put it simply, been reflecting a lot on my mindset and really trying to understand people and my friends, or at least people that I, maybe not necessarily friends, but just people that I'm in sort of usual contact with, and over the years, and yeah, I've just been thinking a lot to myself what I would do differently if it was me now, but in a past event, or in the past. Because when you're a teenager, when you're young, you know nothing, and people at that age, they think they know everything. Not everyone, of course, but at that age, there's the ego, especially at that time, I think is particularly prevalent, quite ignorant, but you're at that phase in your life where I guess things become more competitive, but at the end of the day, pretty much everyone at that age, or almost everyone at least, doesn't really, you don't know anything, you've had no experience. You may want to sort of give this impression that you do know a lot, just for the sake of your ego, but you really don't. So I was just reflecting on that a lot, and also sort of thinking about, that in the perspective of or from the position of the friends that I had, or that I have, and the friends that I have now even, and just kind of thinking to myself, what would I do differently? And I think I would do a lot differently, in a general sense, of course, but how the outcome of things would be so different if it was me at that time too. But yeah, quite deep thoughts that I like to communicate with people on a very deep level, on a human level. That's what I enjoy the most. So, and unfortunately, I don't really get to do that on a regular basis, because most of the people that I communicate with now is pretty much on a surface level, and it's always been on the surface level for some reason. There's a few exceptions which I value a lot, where I get to have a friend on several occasions, or on a few occasions, let's say, where I get to connect on that human level, on that deep level that I really value. But most of them, unfortunately, is kind of just surface level conversation, surface level topics that kind of leaves you feeling a little hollow, a little alone or empty. So that might give you a bit more insight into the type of person I am. And just talking about things like, what are you most proud of, and what would you do with, if you had 100 million or 1,000,000, let's say instantly, what would you do with that? These kinds of questions tells you a lot about the person. I'm looking a lot over to the right here, or my right, because the battery is very low, so just kind of worried that it's gonna die. But if it does die, I'm just gonna cut the video short, I suppose. But yeah, just these questions I really enjoy, because it tells you a lot about the person, the personality, and you can really go in depth with those kinds of questions, rather than, it's nice weather today, what are you eating? I have nightmares of people asking me those questions, and you just have the same conversation over and over and over again. It gets very, very tiring. But when you're asked a question like, what are you most proud of? What are you most ashamed of? Or what would you change about yourself? It's a lot to think about, because it's all about self-acknowledgement, acknowledging your strengths and your weaknesses, and I think that's very important for people to do. So, and I do that quite a lot, especially over these past few months, or over the past few years, let's say. And yeah, I just wanted to get that out there. But yeah, hopefully you found this relaxing. I just wanted to record this because it's been on my mind quite a lot. So hopefully, I gave you something to think about. And again, hopefully you found this relaxing, made you fall asleep, or whatever the case may be. But I think I'm going to leave it at that, because my battery is really going to run out soon, so I'm just going to end it here, okay? Anyway, I'll see you in the next ASMR video. Take care of yourself.